Hi, my name is Brandon, and I'm here to share my thoughts, opinions, and feels on the book Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters by the absolutely amazing writer, Riordan. You might be familiar with the name Zeus, Poseidon, and Athena. In Greek mythologies, they're the god of the skies, the god of the seas, and the god of wisdom, and the goddess of wisdom and war. I personally am a big fan of Greek mythologies. I think the myths, the legends, and the stories are extremely interesting to read about. And if you do too, I think this book would be a perfect match for you. Back to the story. At the beginning of the book, Percy, the main character, has to get back to the Camp Half-Blood, since school's almost over and it's safer for demigods like Percy to stay there instead. But the thing is, the camp isn't doing very well. The magical tree that creates a barrier to protect the camp was poisoned, and the camp was constantly overrun by monsters. So, Percy, being the main character, has to go save the camp along with his best friend, Annabeth. And a new character, Tyson. Percy's half-brother, son of Poseidon, happens to be a Cyclops. In hopes of trying to save the camp, they're headed out to the Sea of Monsters to try and retrieve the Golden Fleece. The fleece was known to have, healing properties. It's able to heal anything or anyone, from humans to gods, or even magical artifacts. So, coincidentally, Percy's and Annabeth's friend, Grover, a satyr, was headed out to seek the great god Pan, and he ran into the Golden Fleece itself, which was guarded by a huge Cyclops named Polyphemus. And almost forgot to mention, Grover's a satyr, and Polyphemus loves to eat satyrs and goats, so they're in a bit of a hurry, and Grover's being held hostage by the Cyclops, and, stuff like that. There's a lot of really cool battle scenes in the book, like when Percy and Annabeth stumbled across Circe, the goddess of sorcery's den, and Percy got transformed into a guinea pig. Yep, a guinea pig. Or when they had to cross Charybdis and Scylla in order to get to Polyphemus' cave. I personally really do enjoy the book because, as I already mentioned, I'm a big fan of Greek mythology. So right off the bat, I'm already intrigued. I also feel like you get to learn more about Percy as a person, especially when he interacts with his newfound brother, Tyson, and I find his narrating really funny. The humor was on point. I loved being inside of his head and following him along on his journey and adventure and personal growth, stuff like that. I also think that it's very compelling watching Percy and Annabeth's relationship grow even more as Annabeth opens up about how she lost her good friend Talia by a Cyclops, which also brings a lot of awkward tension between Tyson and Annabeth. As you read further along, Annabeth changes her mind about Tyson from thinking he's untrustworthy, vicious, and a dangerous Cyclops in general, to seeing him as a friend and seeing who Tyson really was, not judging a book by its cover. You also get a major twist at the end of the book. Out of everything I expected from Rick, I totally was not expecting that, but I'm not going to spoil it. So if you do want to find out what the twist was, highly recommend this book. I think Rick did a really good job writing this book, and yeah, I recommend this book and the book series itself. I'm pretty sure there's 4 more other books in the series. Again, yeah, highly recommend this book. It's awesome. I had a lot of fun reading it. The moment I picked up the book, my eyes were glued to the pages. I couldn't read it. I couldn't stop reading it. So, yeah, Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters. Great book.